But you are on social media, Mariam,
Yeah.
and you're very active. You're
Yeah.
fairly active,
Yeah.
right? So, do you get trolled on social media ever, or is it just love?
It is 80% love, I must say that. But Instagram is great. I think it depends on the platforms too. And I don't think I've heard anyone really talk about this. But I have to say, so TikTok is very vocal about what they feel. Everyone on TikTok is extremely, if they hate you, they hate you. And they'll make sure you know you are hated. Okay. So you get trolled. And I don't know if I can say this, but I've been called names. And my father is on social media. He sees those comments. He comes and asks me, "Why don't you mute your comments? Why do you want to see comments?" And I was like, "No, it's okay for me to know what people think of me because I love constructive criticism." But these hate comments you got to ignore. In the beginning, it's not easy to see those comments. So it did affect me in a lot of ways possible. And not just me, people who are not on Instagram, but their profiles are public, you get trolled. People get trolled left, right, and center, not just for people who are influencers or celebrities, but everyone gets trolled in ways you gotta
Yeah.
ignore it. You've got to ignore it. So it wasn't easy. But
Yeah.
I had to get out of it somehow. And it kept happening. So once you're used to it, you're like, whatever.
See, the hate comments are not constructive criticisms,
Not at
right?
all.
Some of these are just taking their personal things out
Yes.
on you.
Or
They've had a
boredom.
bad day and
Yeah.
they'll just come and troll your
Exactly.
profile. But what are the strategies you use to make sure your mental health is not affected, right? And sometimes it can take a toll because next day you have to show up.
Yeah.
You can't escape. You are
Yeah.
in a job or a business or whatever you
Yeah.
call it. Your profession is to show up every day.
Yeah.
How do you do that, Mariam?
You got to take a break. And a lot of my friends will watch this and say, "You never reply to my messages. You hardly pick up our calls." If you see, I want to be better at interacting with my followers, but sometimes you've got to keep your mental health intact. So I post and I keep my phone on the side. I do not use my phone.
Really?
I do not.
Do you have switch off time zones where you're not checking your
I don't
social
have
media?
time zones,
Yeah.
but I just keep my phone on the side when I don't need to use it. No matter what the call is, it can wait. I keep my phone on the side, and I was not like that. I'm not someone who will go out with friends and like take a story unless and until I'm meeting a friend after so long and I just want to capture that moment. Yes, but I'm not that person who'll take the phone and shoot everything that I'm doing. I cannot do that. I have to put my phone on the side, and there has to be a balance between your real life and your real life. And that's the balance everyone should have, even with work. Have that balance. You get out of work, don't think of work. You're going to get calls, you're going to get emails. Leave that. You got to keep your priorities. You got to make sure your priorities are set. And this came to me after a very, very long time, after I've burnt myself out and started believing that, okay, I'm not loved. And all this comes from social media.
Yes, it
So,
does.
yeah.